that little notice. Let's see how long it takes people to get in here.
Yeah.
Nobody will be expecting this. We're live. We've been live. All right. This will be fun.
So.
Oh, yeah, I got to get your link. All right. I've got it copied. I'm going to post it.
All right.
And I'm going to pin it. Wow, how different is this?
Wow. That's all the No Name 500 guys.
Whoa, look at that. Everybody jumped in here. Look at this. I was just trying to pin that link. My goodness. You caught me.
That was fast.
Wow. Who all's in here? Leighton Welding, what's up? Well, I'll tell you what's up. So our friend here, Nate, Blue Collar Performance, he is on the brink of getting his 500 subscribers to punch his ticket to the No Name Nationals. And we thought this would be fun to get together, go live. And if you're not familiar yet with Blue Collar Performance, you should be, because he's got some really cool stuff going on over there. I'm excited to have him in the 500, but tonight is 500 subs. Unfinished Project is here. Auto Salvage Outlaws, Buff, Mrs. Dust Devil. Well, howdy. Got 19 in here now. Dr. Art's in here. NSB, Chucky, Greg McDonald, Bad Tree Blake. Enjoyed that premiere. That was fun. If there's anybody in here who did not catch that premiere, they did some testing on Jeremy's new tunnel ram setup. And spoiler alert, it's wild. Frank McCart Rivet and F100. Every time I see that, I'm reminded of when I did cab mounts in an F100. Dutch Guys, Twisted Mopar Dennis, the Whitetail Rancher, Heavens Mopars, Danny Boyd, Mr. Polo. My goodness. Patrick, Mostly Old Parts and Rust, Jason's Garage. Blake is saying you're at 481. Turbo Tom 416. Colleen, glad you're here. Buff saying you're at 482. Unfinished Project saying you're at 480. You know what? That actually suggests that Unfinished Project was late to something, and that never happens. Buff is saying 483. Yeah. Mohawk. Cool. Glad you're here. All right. Let me see if I can pin this link so that I'll have it here.
Yeah, you're talking about, I've seen Auto Salvage Outlaws there, and it's funny because they're actually the reason that I got that interested back in this. I saw last year on YouTube where people were talking about it and stuff. And he actually, like my video of the walk around on the Pinto, it's like he says, hey, let's get this guy to the No Name Nationals. And I thought, man, I wonder how that went, because I never really followed up on it. And I looked at it and I thought, man, maybe I want to go to that.
Well, I dropped a line in there. I said, hey, man, your Pinto fit right in. That was last year. Hey, so Lukey B is asking, what's cool? Well, tell you what, Luke, this is what it looks like when your channel gets real close to 500. We all meet up and have a party on my channel to go over 500. So right now, Blue Collar Performance is at 488. So you guys who are not familiar with this channel, there's something I can't let you in on. He's going to premiere on Friday. You will not want to miss that. That's worth the sub alone. But you can see his Turbo LS Pinto. I saw that car last year, thought it was crazy cool. I was really thrilled to see him register. And it's really cool.
It's a fun little
Top Cat was 47689 83 and 87. You never know. Whitetail Rancher's trying to get Vice Grip Derek to sign up. I shot him an email about it last year. He's swamped, busy, got a lot going on and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure he's contractually doing stuff with duct tape. But if he wants to show up, he's welcome to. Twisted Mopar Garage is asking you, did you fix the rear end?
Yes, I did. It actually, there's a couple of videos out on it. The one that dropped yesterday was testing that, and then the two prior to that was finding the problem and then correcting it. So yeah, it's all sorted out. We can beat on it with complete abandon now. So that's what I've been doing.
Bad Tree Blake is asking, how fast is the Pinto? Thought the government forced everyone to crush him.
Well, the problem with the Pinto was when they got rear-ended, they'd explode. I don't have that problem. I mean, you're not coming up behind me that fast. It's I got that fixed. All we had, turbo LS and problem solved.
In fairness, Colleen, Vice Grip already had contractual obligations to duct tape drags that day. So it's not quite as simple as just saying no. Unfinished project and Buffer saying you're at 491.
Wow.
So we've been live for 5 minutes and we still don't have it, but we're close.
Well, we were 474 when we started this deal. So
yeah,
that's the thing. It's like what I can't believe is once I signed up, like the community you see here and just how fast it grows. It's pretty impressive. I did not expect it. And it's pretty awesome. So anybody that's not signed up really should be.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's amazing how many people, and there's one I'll just call out right by name. Go to his channel and tell him I said this. Messing with Mopars, 493, 494, ticking away. Messing with Mopars is a channel. The guy is putting a 440 in a 69 Super B and doing all kinds of cool stuff, and nobody's watching his stuff. He'll have 3 views in half a day on great stuff. And I've tried to suggest to him, listen, if you just get registered, you don't realize how much it's going to open up the doors to people seeing what you're doing. It's like he's got the best stuff that nobody's watching because he's not tapped into the community who loves this stuff. And it was amazing what it would do for his viewership. And two things like, I don't know what that is in his background, but this title is Part 2 Brakes. If that title had Part 2 Brake and what the car was, have 10 times more people watching it. So on the one hand, yeah, I'd like him to register. But on the other hand, I'd like to see him get more rewarded for all the work he's doing.
Right.
So anyway, Messing with Mopars is a guy who would benefit big time for registering for the No Name Nationals. But it can't come from me because I'm the promoter. All of you guys who've lived it and see how much the community helps and how much more fun it is, needs to come from you guys.
Well, I've got a testimonial to it. I mean, I've seen this firsthand. It's like I signed up 2 or 3 weeks ago, and there's been a lot of growth there from the community in and of itself, just like getting on the live feeds and reading and interacting with people. And that stuff's fun too. This is a funny bunch of guys.
Hey, Leighton, when you go over there and sub, anybody that goes over and subs to Messing with Mopars, tell him I sent you. It's just, he's doing really cool stuff. He's really thoughtful, doing good quality work. And I like to see people who are putting in the work get rewarded. And it's like the algorithm doesn't know that guy exists. And I can just tell it will just take this much to make him take off. Yeah, Shop. That's right. Exactly. Leighton's saying 3 to go. You're at 497. So this is the time, if any of your friends don't know about Blue Collar Performance, you should tell them. I got to tell you, I love it.
I appreciate it.
Love the Pinto. Love what's going on over there. Got experience, as like an alignment technician, that kind of thing. So that's a real channel. It's a comprehensive channel.
Yeah. I've spent this year will be my 30th year as a professional in the auto repair industry. And like the first 29 of that I spent as an actual mechanic and specialized in front end and suspension work. And now I do mufflers. I mean, you can see, whichever one it is, there it is. But now I do muffler work, and I'm going to tell you something, man, that's a welcome change. But kind of like my channel, what it's really all about is I used to say that one of the greatest disappointments in my life was that I spent my entire life building a skill set where I could do almost anything. And then one day it occurred to me that, and I couldn't pass it along. It's like I couldn't leave that with anybody. And then one day it occurred to me, it's not really so much a skill set as it is a mindset. And that stuff can be infectious, and it's like, you've got a problem. Okay, well, let's just beat our head against it till we figure it out. And, maybe I can inspire somebody to get to work on it or push through that problem that just seems insurmountable. I always say elephants are eating one bite at a time. And man, that's what you got to do. You just got to start chipping away at it. And that's really what this whole thing's about. It's like, if I can just inspire somebody to action, then I've done everything I've set out to do.
Well, you have passed 500.
That's awesome.
So congratulations, you're in.
Awesome.
So I appreciate that. Of course, Unfinished Project waits to be the last one, of course.
Yeah, that's incredible. It's man, I can't believe how fast that happened. I thought we were going to do a Jerry Lee Lewis telethon.
That took a while, actually. We usually doesn't take us quite 10 minutes. Of course, this is the first one of these we've done this year. So
yeah, well, I don't know. We put up 20, ever how many in 10.5 minutes. That's pretty impressive to me.
Yeah. Congratulations all around.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank everybody that subscribed, because I've been looking forward to this deal.
And Shopcat says next step is 1,000. It'll get here before you know it. NSB says you think it's fun now. Wait till you get to Sykeston. Well, that said, and Sam is asking who's next. I don't know who wants to be next. I know the next closest subscriber wise is my next project, Clay. And he's growing at not quite as quick a rate, but he gets a little closer. I'd love to have Clay on, but if somebody leapfrogs and goes soaring up like Nate did, then we'll just play it by ear, because we didn't advertise this. This is an ambush live, right? Yeah. And we've got 43 in here at a weird random Tuesday, right? So what's the secret now that you're in? There is a secret. There's a premiere. Nate's got a premiere on Friday at what did we say? 6:45 Central, 7:45 Eastern.
Yep.
So he's got a premiere right before my live on Friday, and you don't want to miss it. And I know what it is, but you want to see this premiere. I actually really wanted to get him on a live for this before that premiere to tell you about it, because that would have broken it wide open on its own.
Yeah, it's I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the reaction it gets.
Well, you survived doing it, obviously. So
right. And you'll see. When the video comes out, you'll see. I was a little nervous about it.
Oh yeah. I can't wait to watch this. So 15 minutes before my regular Friday live.
Yeah, I'm back with the broom handle doing stuff.
It'll be on the Blue Collar Performance channel. So. Mostly Old Parts, and Russ Patrick is asking what size turbo you have on the 5.3.
It is a 69 millimeter Chauwanese GT45. Just the 179 or whatever dollar El Cheapo turbo it is, and so it's a 69 millimeter capable of about 700 horsepower.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got the fuel pump and the injectors and everything to take it to that point, but honestly, I'm just not that tired of living yet.
I got to tell you, that Pinto and that blue Duster that Patrick there has, that might be a pretty good looking match. It's like, that would be something to listen to, actually. Well, Frank, I'm glad you enjoy that. I got to tell you, the No Name Nationals really pulls the doers out of our community, and that's what I think is just awesome. And I knew, looking at Nate's channel, I said, man, this guy would fit right in. So, and I'm glad this year we've got him. And Don's going to get there. Don's at about 388, Don, something like that. He's going to get there. Yeah. So you see, look at this. Now that you're in, you've got to call out. That didn't take long.
I give up. You win. Oh, it's funny because when I got the car, I didn't realize it was actual mileage and stuff on it. And then as I found the owners and started going back so I could do paperwork on the title, my wife asked me, she said, why does that car only have 26,000 miles on it? I said, because it's a Pinto. I said, the stupid thing's been broke down its whole life. And so
Yeah.
it's a Pinto. I mean,
there are a lot of cars like the Vega. Those things came with just garbage engines from the factory.
Yeah.
They were trash. I mean, they wouldn't run 50,000 miles before they were smoking.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had two of them.
They're cool cars.
Yeah. Yeah. They've got a great look to them, but they're just not an engineering masterpiece.
We know Patrick. He's all about it.
Oh man, I'm gonna get outrun.
So what's Road Beer here saying? I'm starting at a pile of Dakota parts and hope I'll be seeing 500 ASAP. Well, just keep making content, keep doing it. And any of the no-name 500 guys, when you get really close, we can do it. So Twisted Mopar Garage has got a good number of subs ahead of him, but man, he's got good stuff over there in his shop. Just keep sticking with it. He's going to make it. He's got some neat stuff going on over there. Working on a 340 4-speed 70 swinger. Then of course that Duster and yeah, I don't doubt you, Patrick, but yeah, I'd like to see that race. Don's asking, am I here? Yes, Don, you're here. Actually, Don, no, you're there because you're not here. I would see you. You're there. Anybody have any? Well, hello, Country Mile Garage. We're celebrating 500 subscribers and the first no-name 500 alumnus of 2023, made at Blue Collar Performance.
Man, I see Turbo Tom 416 says the Pinto was the first car I worked on when I was 12. And now this guy's a professional mechanic, right? And I'm thinking, you started out with Pinto and you stuck with it.
Yeah. What's Frank saying here? My first car was a Pinto. I was the first car in a 7-car pileup and didn't blow up. Awesome. Road Beer, I'll tell you, hammer away on that content. Just make sure it's regular. And everybody registered right now can make it. Everybody. There's not one of them who can't. We've got 211 days, 4 hours, 7 minutes. You can do it if we just stick with it.
And yeah, I've been subscribing to several channels ever since I kind of got started on this deal too, and it's cool because I found some pretty neat stuff. It's like it's everybody just helping everybody else.
Happy birthday, Jeremy! If it's watching the Bad Tree premiere, it's the Dirty Hippie's 41st birthday. He's halfway to 82. Anybody have any questions for Nate? I got to tell you, and I knew this would go quick. Actually, I suggested to him doing this about, just 8 o'clock last night. I don't know, man. I don't think it's going to take as long as he thought.
Right. Well, I'm fat and old, and I like to go to bed, so
it didn't take long.
No.
We'll hang out a minute. I definitely want to wrap up the live before Jason goes live, but I knew we'd have plenty of time between the Bad Tree premiere. Shots for the Filthy Hippie. There you go. Thank you, Blake. I appreciate it, buddy. Rob's Rod the Street Car to subbed already. Yep. Worthy channel. I was subscribed to Nate probably more than a year ago. He was on my radar long before registering this year.
Yeah, I guess I'm thrilled. It's,
When there's a foot of snow on the ground, I look at that nice big shop Country Mile Garage does his lives from, and I think, oh, man, that looks so great. LNA Auto Works hit 100 today. Hey, you're going to be on the right-hand side of the screen celebrating 500 soon enough, right? LNA Auto Works just registered. Bad Tree's asking if you're scared to drag the bumper on the Pinto.
No. It smokes tires. I don't think I'm in any danger dragging the bumper. Yeah, and I saw Road Beer complimenting my color on my GMC, and thanks for that. That one's kind of a funny story how it came to be, but it was a failed match. But I love the color, so that's what I ended up doing.
LNA went from 15 subs to 100 in 2 weeks. JB is subscribed to every No Name 500 contender. By the way, if you don't know, those are all on my homepage. So if you want one place to get a current list in order, my youtube.com/John Wilburn, they're all right there. Now I got to come up with something a little new. What I think I'm going to do is make another section so I can put the alumni in it as they make it. So first time I've had to do that because you're the first graduate of 2023.
Hey, you know what? I can lose every race from here, and I was still the first at something.
You were, yeah. Indeed, you were.
And thanks for that. It's like honestly, I was pretty much unaware of all of this until I did sign up. But once I did, it impressed me at how involved you are with it and helping people grow. It's like that caught me completely off guard. But it's clearly more than just a race that you put on. You're invested in this thing.
Oh yeah, the whole point of this thing is because we want to have a YouTube content creator family reunion homecoming. That's what this is. This is not a corporate event that people just show up and feed the pot. That's just not what it is. This is right. You guys are the stars. New Guys Garage, aka Professor Harbor Freight. He is subscribed. If you have not seen the funny, good-natured rivalry going on between New Guys Garage and Thumper the Sweaty Fat Guy, you are missing out. Unfinished Project says you're still rolling. You're still at 503. You'll probably get to 510 or something tonight, but we'll see. Regardless, you're in.
We're 500 plus.
You're in. You're in. Once you're in, you're in.
That's awesome. So, yeah, fantastic.
Road Beer, glad you could stop by. Looking forward to more content.
Yeah, thank you. And to everyone else.
Red Eye Patriot, where you in, man? Good to see you. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. A lot of these guys will, they had help getting their subs from the community, and they pay it forward. And I think it's great. I love it.
Yeah, you were talking about LNA, and there was another one there. I think I got them. I think I picked them up Saturday night. I went ahead and subscribed to both of those, and it's just I see these guys and I just go through and hit them. It's like I'm not the smartest guy you'll ever meet, but I catch on pretty quick, and it's obviously everybody's helping each other out. I got to tell you though, you say that you don't have to talk to Nate very long for you to realize Nate's a sharp guy. Nate's a sharp guy, and it's driving good content. Things like having all the years of experience in automotive, you understand the technical stuff to get better results than you would otherwise. So you're not flailing around with a hammer and guessing and blowing stuff up for views. You're actually making cool stuff happen because you understand it. So to me, I enjoy that. It allows you to do things you couldn't otherwise. Well, I got plenty of bad results before I got good results.
That's true. We all pay our dues. Oh, yeah. And so, when you go to the No Name Nationals, so we have several neighborhoods, kind of, and you got, the Bad Tree Camp. So you have the Bad Tree guys and Duddy's Adventure and Dodge Whisper and Just Mopar Joe's in there. And you have their camp, right? And it's all A-bodies, and it's really cool. Those guys, they put on quite a show. You got Camp Dust Devil, which is, Brian Dust Devil Garage's crew down there with he and Jed and that group down there. And then you've got JB and Buck and all kind of have their camp. And they have different neighborhoods within the pits, but it makes it a lot of fun, gives it a lot of flavor. Legend has it Dudley's still doing testing tune there. Yeah, maybe. Duddy's Adventure. I don't know if you saw, he drug this 4-door 69 Dart out of the weeds or somewhere, put a 408 in it, made it run. He drove it to the end of a driveway. That's all of the testing this car had on it. Stuck it on a trailer, took it to Sikeston from Texas, and went and lapped and lapped and hot lapped and ran that thing hard all weekend and never had a problem. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Like roadkill, but without all the, production value. It's
Twisted Mopar. It's hard to hold a video. Yeah, it is. I mean, there's different ways you can do it. You can get a selfie stick, and on the tripod they make things that hold a phone just for tripods. A little spring clamp works great. But if you need any help, Dennis, you have my email. If you don't, get it from Brinker, and I'm glad to help you. You got great content. You'll make it if you just stick with it. Yeah, Dizzy Izzy. Yeah, here we go. Dizzy Izzy was the last channel to make it last year. He was literally panhandling for his last few subs at the track on Friday morning. So
I was actually watching a video the other night, and I heard him mention over the PA that he just got in by the skin of his teeth. So I didn't really know the situation.
He and Damien, Mopar's Mustangs and Minivans, both got in Friday morning. And Damien, I was out in the road waving people through and checking them off my list so I could check them in inside the gates because they were blocking traffic all the way out on Sandywood Road. Damien was out there with a sign panhandling for subs right at the gate. And as soon as he got 500, he shows me on his phone. He's all excited. I said, all right, man, you got it. I checked him off, and he ran to get into line for tech. New Guys Garage, I hold the phone and the video shakes. Yeah, well, whatever. Just do it,
Yeah.
Yes, Nacho. I was the Nacho Cuda there. Blake's car is quicker than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I thought it'd be quick. I was thinking 820s. That thing ran, I think he ran a 792 once. 792, 796, 798, right in there all weekend. I mean, I was very impressed with how the Nacho did.
That's pretty snotty.
Unfinished Project says duct tape and sticks work for trucks. Sure. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just make content. Good videos only follow bad videos. Just do it. So, Nate, now that you're in here and you got all these guys on the other side of the screen, anything you want to ask them? You recognize any of these folks in here? Anything you want to rattle their cage about?
Well, I see several of them that I've seen on the other stuff and have subscribed to. And I just want to say thanks to everybody for signing up and helping me get there. I really appreciate it. And I'm really looking forward to meeting these guys in person. And I think it's going to be a good time. Pretty stoked about it.
Now, this is the first live you've ever been on, isn't it?
Never been on Zoom, never been on anything. It's, it's like, honestly, here not too long ago, I broke my phone and I didn't even get another one for a year and a half. I just didn't have one, didn't care about it. It's, it's much easier than I expected. You just, poke at the button. Most of the time I'm doing something with technology. I feel like a monkey trying to read a road map, and it's just, so I yell at my wife, and she usually helps me out. So I owe her a great deal because, I couldn't do it without her. Believe me.
Yeah, JB is bringing a supercharged 2.8 V6 Chevy. No Name Nationals, hands down, has the most diversity of stuff that turns up there. We've got the personality edge on every event in the world. There's nobody that has a cooler, more diverse, wild group of characters than turn out for No Name Nationals.
Well,
just look. I've seen most of these people all in the chat here. They're just wild. It's great.
Yeah, that's That's cool. But so I do have one question. I noticed like it seems to me like the majority of these channels are Mopar based.
A lot of them are.
Yeah, because I remember when I first watched the first video of the No Name Nationals, I was like, I'm looking at them, I'm like, well, that's a, and I thought, am I missing something?
Well, the first group of people who knew about the event was a handful of people that I know, and I'm a Mopar guy. I have a lot of Mopar friends. And so the very first people registered was almost all Mopar people. And then the ratio of Mopars to other makes dwindled as time went on. So like the first 20 channels that registered were probably 85% Mopar. But by the time we got to the event, it was down to probably 60-40. There was a lot of there were enough Mopars there that it looked very Mopar heavy, because it was. Mopar is definitely the number one make represented there. But this year, I can tell you it's more balanced for sure than last year. So just give it time. It doesn't really matter where it starts as long as it gets to everybody it needs to. And we have lots of different makes. We're going to have a lot more Pontiacs this year than ever. We have more Fords this year for sure. So things are balancing out.
Yeah.
But it's not because we have fewer Mopars. It's because the event's growing.
Yeah, I've got a buddy that's got a 70 CUDA 340 convertible car, but I am 100% confident he's not going to loan it to me for it. So
you can bring in
another neighborhood.
There's something garage. You can bring a Prius if you want to. It doesn't matter. You can bring anything you want.
Yeah, I'll bring in a Pinto.
I mean, you probably can't bring tank tracks. I doubt they would let you run them on the racing surface, but anything short of something that would tear up the surface like that, you can bring. School bus, dump truck, doesn't matter. You can look at our group photo and tell we had everything out there.
Yeah, that was a cool picture. They're all lined up the track. That was a cool
and there'll be a blue Pinto in that group photo this year, right?
As long as I can keep it together, Lynn.
Yeah. Blake is saying Mopars took all the events, got some work to do, the X brands. I got to tell you, there's competition is real. How about a rented U-Haul? Well, New Guy's Garage, Professor Harbor Freight, that is between you and the rental company. We're not here to judge.
Might not be for the best video.
Yes, so One-Eyed Cat there, he has a 5-barrel. He has a 440 5-barrel. It's got a 4-barrel on the front and a Holley 1920 single barrel on the back of a dual quad intake. You should just check it out.
Okay. Well, actually, I've actually looked at his channel.
Yeah,
the Valiant. It's
yes.
And I don't guess I realized that was the situation, but yeah, I'll have to look at that. I wonder if it's stage progressive. So you're driving on the 1-barrel and then, give it the beans.
So Blake is saying even the kids like the Mopar. Jeremy's car won the kids' choice. The triple pickle crew cab dart, Motley crew cab. I thought that was really cool. New guys, I thought, bring what you want, man. Yeah, we got monkey bikes. We got at least one outlaw monkey bike. We've got all kinds of stuff coming out.
That reminds me, I was going to ask you about the rules on the monkey bikes. Like, I saw like the CT 200 was the spec bike. 100. Okay, 100. So are there rules on like engine modifications?
You know what? So here's the deal. You know how rule books work. Rule books are not to tell you what you can do. Rule books are to tell you what you cannot do and what you may not do, right? And the rules are posted at nonamenationals.com. And there is a list of things you may not do. But it is a spec class based on the Coleman CT 100U. And, I'm surprised how much more interest we have in the monkey bikes this year than last. So
Yeah, when it comes to rules, I kind of subscribe to the Smoky Eunuch school of thought. There, if it's not expressly forbidden, it's legal. But
that's what I think.
Right.
But it's not for me to make suggestions. I will say this though, I think that the monkey bike field left a lot on the table last year overall. There's still a lot more that can be done there. I'll just leave it at that.
Well, I'm curious. I'll have to look at the rules because I mentioned before, I used to race outlaw modified dirt carts, and I'm pretty familiar with those engines, and could maybe do something there, depending on rules, obviously.
The rules. So the rule book is located. So the monkey bike rules, nonamenationals.com. The rules are there at the bottom below all the registration stuff. The AHRA rulebook is at ahraonline.com. So right on AHRA's website, the rulebook is right there.
I'll have to check it out. It's got my interest up. I'll say that.
It's a neat little class. It really is.
Yeah, and they're fun. I used to fool with them some before I got into the go-karts. That's actually how I ended up getting into go-karts. Was I had a doodlebug that people would come try to outrun,
People are getting them around 40 miles. They've gotten them around 40 miles an hour, the monkey bikes. And that's 97 cc's.
Oh, so you're limited to the 97 cc engine.
The spec class, yep, 97. Okay. Well, people going, I don't think I want to go 100 a foot off the ground, but
well, my doodlebug would go 64 miles an hour. So it was I didn't do it quick. I'd have to get way up over the handlebars, and it'd carry the front wheel about that high off the ground. And I don't know how I survived it.
Yeah, man, that's not me. But I'm glad we have people that are embracing the class. It's a lot of fun. Let's see here. Blake sent me some pictures of Jeremy. There's Jeremy. He's got the crew cab dart. It's his birthday. Wish him happy birthday. If you see him, he's halfway to 82. Twisted Mopar Garage is talking. Says alcohol, nitrous. Well, I'll tell you, on the monkey bikes, nitromethane is prohibited. Benzene, hydrazine are prohibited. You're limited to this rules are right there. Not really proper for me to try to opine on them, other than just say the rules are there. And people ask questions about tech. Our tech director is Deke Denny, so your monkey bike's got to go through tech. Danny Boyd, try again. I'm only halfway fluent and Fast and Furious. Yeah, there's a lot of people into the little monkey bike scene. Man, speaking of a place where you need a pit bike, I was at Shady Side Dragway this past weekend watching Andy Wood make some first passes in his truck. They have cut that whole dragway into a hillside. It is, you wouldn't believe how steep the pits are. It's just they basically just took a few passes with some passes with a D8 or something and cut some flat spots in the side of this steep hill. Yeah, Jeremy. Happy halfway to 82. Yeah, Rob says the bike I was going to use won't pass that list. Well, you can't compete in the class. Not to say you can't go down the track in it. Mike says almost time to order your converter kit. Mike, we're getting close. So Mike Ivan, since you're in the chat, I am going not this weekend, but next weekend. I'm going to be doing the transmission itself with Cope. And then we're up. It's going to be time to get that converter on the schedule. So I'm going to be going up to the Pittsburgh area to do a live with Mike Iben, Top Line Converter. We're going to build an 8-inch converter. You guys are going to get to see all that cool stuff. So, and I'll be live with John Cope weekend after, not this upcoming, but the next. So the weekend that Indy Swap is, I'll be live with John Cope. And we'll be talking all about Performance 904 Torque Flight. But we're at 8:15. I think Jason goes live here in about 15 minutes or so. So, you guys got any last licks or anything? I mean, I know this was kind of an ambush live. Any of you guys in the chat have anything? Nate, you have anything? Mission accomplished. You've got your 500. You punched your ticket. You're in.
That's awesome. I'm happy to be in, man. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, you know it. You know it.
Yeah,
it's a blast.
I'm certain there's some big personalities, and it'll be. I have no doubt it'll be very entertaining.
Twisted Mopar, yeah, but you know what? This is a vintage racer. I'm trying to put it back in the spirit in which it used to be, and so there's a lot of concessions I'm making for that because it's vintage. I'm definitely not doing it for efficiency or practicality or anything like that. Jeremy, you have a factory converter in that? Man, wow. I didn't know that. Yeah, I cannot wait to do that. That's going to be so interesting, that torque converter build with Iben.
I'm interested to see that. I don't know how far back you went on my videos, but I've actually got a video about a torque converter on there, so I'm kind of in need of a good torque converter.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Rob from Streetcars, he's hoping his wiring video will put him up. Yeah, well, when you get really close, Rob, we can have you on and we can have a little 500 live party like this one. You're at 504 right now, according to our accountant here, Unfinished Project.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Dizzy. I appreciate that. Twisted Mopar says, what's Jeremy's site? Well, Jeremy is part of Bad Tree Productions. So if you want to see Jeremy's stuff, Bad Tree Productions, although he does have his own channel, but Bad Tree Productions is where you can keep up with what Jeremy's got going on. So if you're not subscribed to Bad Tree, you definitely want to be. Although I think virtually everybody here is. Got to keep up with what the hoodlums from Iowa are doing, because always a good time with them. And Buck is here. So again, for if you know name 500 guys in the house, you should recognize Buck. Buck does channel reviews. And Buck, certainly up to you, but Blue Collar has made it. But we registered another one today. So just as one makes it, another signs up. So the list stays the same length today. Yeah, heathens, but right. I got to change it up occasionally, Patrick. They can be both. Jeremy says my channel sucks. Jeremy's fun. Jeremy's antics, when you're doing the Bad Tree stuff, just always makes me smile. It's always just fun. Mike says his mother was first called Jeremy Dirty Hippie. I don't know, but Ron Ward did, and I thought that was hilarious.
So what's the count so far on the entries?
I never give the entry count because it's so fluid. Like there's a lot of people who I know are coming. They just haven't registered yet.
Oh, I see.
See first responders saying just registered. Well, I've known first responders coming for I don't know how long, but he wouldn't be on any count that I gave you until if I check my email, I guess he's in there. But you see, that's what I'm saying. So how does it, that number doesn't help you. What I would tell people is just see who's there. Just see who's there. That's the best thing to do. And plus too, we have more personality with a third of the cars than other races, just because of the characters of the people. The people we have are just, because they're all content creators. Like, we don't have any of those people who would just quietly show up, unload a generic bracket car, go a few rounds, put it back in the trailer. That's not our crowd. Our crowd has big personalities and are all real creative and fun and all that. So car count is probably the worst metric to try to gauge No Name Nationals by. You saw what we did last year. Show up, it's all good. And the count I do give you is the No Name 500 guys, for the simple reason we would need all of them to get there. So I post that. And right now, with Nate making it over the finish line and one more registering today, the count is at 23. So 24 total this year.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because it surprised me just how much support there is to get you there once you sign up.
Yeah,
I didn't know anything. Like I say, I just randomly signed up. I didn't really do my research or anything. I just saw it mentioned and I said, yeah, I think we'll do that.
I think you'll have a good time, and word gets around, and you have a good time, and your neighbors and your other channels, and it'll all work out. But guys, we're at 8:21. I know Jason generally goes live here in a few minutes, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Mission accomplished. Congratulations, Nate. You've earned it. A quick plug for his video on Friday. I cannot wait to watch that premiere. So I will not spoil it, but you want to catch a premiere he's going to do before my live on Friday. So I think that makes it 6:45 p.m. Central on Friday.
Yep. So
check it out. Oh, yeah. And if you haven't checked your email, all of you AHRA members, the Racers Rep is live today. So your discounts are now active. If you're an AHRA member, you get between 5 and 25% off of competition products. So, and by the way, Unfinished Project, you can search the hashtag, but the thing about that is people make declaration videos when they've never actually registered with me. And there are people who've actually registered with me who've never made a video telling anybody. So you can gather as much as you can gather, but you don't get an actual number. Trust me, we've got a lot of people coming. We're ahead of last year at this same point in time this year. The event, all indications are it will be bigger than last year. And last year, it was incredible. So I'll take it.
Yeah.
But with that, I'll thank the mods. Thank all you guys for showing up. Nate, you got anything else?
Well, one thing I just thought about is the video that's coming out Friday. It's kind of funny that we got over 500 because I actually bring that up at the end of Friday's video. It's like, you need to help me get over 500 because I want to go to this deal. And it's too late now. We're there, but thank you and thank everybody involved. It's fantastic. The support's just blown me away.
I appreciate you a bunch. Blake, he's saying live. Well, tell you what, if you see live over on Bad Tree, there's the birthday boy right there. Happy birthday, Jeremy. Thought we'd get that out so he has no peace. But all right, guys, thanks a bunch. Go check out Jason. He's live tonight, and we'll be doing another 500 live for a No Name 500 guy here soon. Y'all take care.